The production value is just incredible, and it always seems to take my expectations and just blow them out of the water.
Their dedication to the art is just very inspiring, and I definitely made a lot of friends along the journey.
I'm just glad and proud of our documentary team for seeing it through and coming together and making this project happen on such a high level.
So overall, it was just a really amazing job, and I'm really proud of all of you guys for doing a fantastic job.
You guys are so patient with us. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
When Newsies was shut down, I said that
I don't think we can really have an episode 3 and 4 now, just because the coronavirus has to affect that.
But look at us now. We have amazing 6th episode and this behind the scene as well. Everything turned out great. I guess I was wrong in the beginning. I think the first step is finding a right team. So what I did is, I started to reach out of some of the APN members.
We're gonna have a good doc. We got this. This is an amazing team. APN on 3. APN on 3. 1, 2, 3. APN!
So to be quite honest, I had some reservations about making Justin one of the main producers on this project. One, because Justin likes to spread himself thin, and 2, I didn't know if he knew a lot about theater to begin with.
When the APN news crew approached me to notify me that I have been chosen for the main character of this documentary series, I was really excited. It was going to be a really cool experience. I haven't really seen anyone do it in prior years, so I thought it would be really cool to be the first representative for Arcadia Stage in this theater miniseries.
For episode 1, we were struggling on finding a right editor. We found out a way switching editor every week, and it gives them 1 week to edit the doc, so they have plenty of time with what's going on in APN, and they also have time with their own work. And that plan went out great. There's also consequence with that, is because giving them an extra week to edit the doc means we're taking everything that we post is not in real time. So what you see is actually happens 2 weeks before.
As editor of week 1, I got to see the behind the scenes of the theater performance, and I got to see the rehearsals and everything, and I thought that it was really cool.
The biggest challenge of editing the first documentary was working with the documentary producer. Since we had extremely different views on how the first documentary should be edited, it was frustrating to get critical feedback on the work that I thought I did good on. In the end, I decided that I knew the footage best and that the editing style should be based on my own taste. In addition, I had a lot of fun being in charge of interviewing Derek because it brought back memories to when we were both in drama together between the 6th and 8th grade.
For my first interview, I know I was a little bit apprehensive towards the beginning because I didn't know what to expect. Personally, talking off the top of my head is not my best strong suit, so I knew I was going to be a little bit nervous for the questions that they were going to ask and not having anything prepared, but they made it a safe space for me to just say whatever I felt off the top of my head, and they did all the work.
Ow. Take that out, Mark.
I'm just kidding. Oh no!
Nikki, get out of the shot!
I'm the shot. As producer for week 2, it was challenging to plan where we wanted the cameras to be set up and what angles looked best, because this was the only week where we filmed outside of school. We actually filmed the mall performance, and since there were a lot of people watching, my camera crew could not get as many cool close-up shots as we wanted to, but at the end of the day, we were still able to get a lot of good footage.
It was me and Justin, and we were following around Chloe. It was a great day. I bonded with her so much. I bonded with the entire crew. I had my Ronin. I was carrying that for
minutes, 10, 15 minutes at a time. And I'm pretty sure I got like really good bicep workouts because of that. Maybe even some triceps, you know. That thing is heavy.
It's not that heavy. Hold on. Wait, put it in this. Okay, no, it doesn't fit. Yeah.
That's what she said.
That was beautiful. Having to like plan out our schedules and when I could get interviewed, especially during tech week, I would have to run into the sound booth and get interviewed and then run back out and like stay in there for tech.
Working with Volpe, working with DeLuca, all of those, obviously that was a nightmare because they had so many other things to do, working with Derek, working with Chloe.
So I have to say, truly, though, my most favorite part was Chloe, our head stage manager, because at the very beginning, the APN crew wanted to mic her up and kind of follow her around, and Chloe, being a, you know, backstage person, wasn't comfortable with that, and she was very scared and worried. But I think it turned out well, and it made her more comfortable, and she felt, of course, to be a big part of the process, which she definitely is.
One moment that I really liked was when you guys got to follow us, specifically during Tech Week, and you guys got to see like how long and the amount of hours that we put into the show. Even just the subtle things like what we eat was just a nice bit of visibility to Arcadia High to see what we do.
Yeah, I'm crying. I'm really sad. You know, like, you know, today when I first learned about it, they're gonna cancel their show, I was mostly care about, you know, the doc. But when I walk in with Eva to our little APN station there, I saw all those, you know, things that we left there, like all of our equipment, and I kind of, you know, it reminded me the time that we spent there with them. We spent their time. We went there almost every Saturday and Sunday, and to see how empty the room is, it makes me really sad. And I think this is the first doc in APN history that started in a way, but it ended in another way. And I'm really proud to be the producer.
We poured our heart and soul into this documentary, and we had to rework everything, basically from week 3 onwards. Even this behind the scenes, like we're shooting it in a house because we couldn't get all the interviews on the last day. People were busy, people were basically crying over Newsies being shut down, so that's a big thing.
So a huge difficulty working in this documentary team was definitely on the last day where we were able to record footage. And that was when Mr. Volpe decided to tell everyone who was working for Newsies that this play would be canceled or postponed because of COVID-19. And Ashley and I were there with Billy. We had to capture this right after school because that's when the actors and stagecraft members work and practice. So we went there right away. We set up before after school, and something happened. We forgot to bring the SD card. That's so important. That small piece card, that thing records everything. It's storage everything. So we left that.
We want the viewer to really feel what the theater people felt while staying up until 10 to work on Newsies. We want to make the viewers feel how it feels to put everything into a show and ultimately lose it at the end.